Hey, this is Coach Kinsey Shae, and I'm here with Bobby Merwin. What are we
Hello.
talking about, Bobby? What are we talking about?
Oh gosh, Gen X stuff, of course.
Yeah.
And let me shape my window here so I can put you near my. Oh gosh, I would love to put you near my camera, but I just can't. We're going to talk about how being Gen X and having those rules and regulations of being seen and not heard is now affecting how we interact with our parents. Because we had parents that went from just be quiet and get out of my sight to now all they want is our attention 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Bipolar much?
No.
Lordy.
No, I think it's just that when we are in our seasons, when a lot of our parents were very much working two jobs. They were my parents were younger when they had kids. They were still very much in the party scene and whatever. So I think all of that plays into how we were raised. I mean, I quite vividly remember going to bars and sitting at the at the table, just eating, peanuts and putting peanuts in Coke. I'm dating myself right now.
Oh my God, thank you. You just made me feel so good right there. Oh my
It
God.
was like my happy place.
Yep,
I
peanuts in
mean,
my RC. Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
it was very much just, to be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
And now that we're coming to the point where we're the adults, we have kids or not, we have
Mhm.
family. Now our parents, now they're in their retirement season and they might need a little bit more assistance with health and so forth, especially with me being a nurse. They call me quite often.
A little
So,
bit.
yeah, you
A
feel
little
like,
bit.
okay, what the hell? Because
Yeah.
all of the nurturing that I needed, and I'm not bashing my parents at all. This was very
Right.
much the culture back then. They weren't there, to really kind of talk me through a lot of stuff. And now when it's coming to
Yeah.
their season of being older, um, they're really requesting or expecting that in return, that you're going to spend a lot of time with them, which is not bad. I mean, everybody grows, everybody has seasons. But sometimes it can be like, what? What?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes the things that we hear come out of their mouths or
Right.
the expectations that they have that they will vocalize for you at the last minute.
Right.
Like you haven't talked to them in 5 or 6 days, and it's like, oh, I thought you were never going to call. How
Yeah.
come you never call me?
Right.
Where have you been?
Right.
And it's because they have so much idle time now
Right.
that it just every minute has got to feel like 3.
Well, and I really think it sounds like we're coming from a complaining victim stage right now, but we're painting the picture.
Yeah.
So that we're painting the picture.
Sure.
So I found with my parents, just setting very clear boundaries has been key and pivotal. It's like, hey, you know, I work as a nurse. I have
Mm-hmm.
my coaching business. I can't talk all the time. This is when I'm available, and we make it work. So it's kind of self-responsibility to define the relationship that you want to
I
prosper.
completely agree with you. I love that the
Yeah.
boundaries that you're putting
Yeah.
up and saying, this is my parameters, this is when I'm working. Let me
Mhm.
tell you, I have done that all but on a like drop down menu on paper
Right.
for my stepmother.
Mm.
And she always says that she can never call me and she never knows when I'm busy or when I'm not. And I say, look, when I'm in my practice and I've got a client, I cannot answer the phone.
No.
Okay, I'm not doing that. But
No.
I will text you afterwards, which we'll get into another thing about texting because
Right.
you would think that it was like the most painful thing in the world for them to text 8 words. They can call and talk to you for 45 minutes, but they can't text 8 words.
Yeah.
But I've set those parameters, and she will conveniently forget them.
With like my mother is very much that way. I pretty much just tell her, this is the date that I can talk to you. I can't talk to you any other time. This is when I can talk to you. I've done that with my mother.
Oh, that got me. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
Mom, let me check this out. I got time on the 25th. Yeah, we can talk then.
No, it sounds
honey,
horrible.
It's the 17th. I can't wait that long. I can only see it.
And I'll tell my mom, I go, look, I understand that you might need me before that. You can text me. You can, you can call and do a voicemail, and I'll respond back. That's just kind of like where I've gone with dealing with my family. And it's not, I mean, they love me. They care about me. It's not, this is not a complaint session. I think a lot of people resonate with this. So this is why we're bringing it up.
Yeah.
Because we're very much sandwiched between our parents and our kids. I personally don't have kids, but I know quite a few people that do. And I see the struggles that they have with being pulled. I have it a little bit different. I get pulled because of my nursing background. I get very much pulled from my parents, from, my brothers, from, other family members asking me medical questions. So I get pulled in that way because of my background, not because I'm a mother, but I still feel the squeeze. Lemon squeezy, baby. We're going to make some lemonade.
I do have one child, which you and I have talked about. She's 15, and I have made it a point for myself not to be that parent that says that I'm going to have her be seen and not heard. I do want to hear what she has to say. She's a very bright young lady, so I don't want to give that problem to her. And I grew up in the era. I mean, my mother was like staunch German, like, off of the boat type thing. And my dad was from the Midwest. So very much just seen and not heard. And I still have my stepmother. I've lost both of my parents, but I have my stepmother. And if I call her, I know that the first 3 minutes, and now I know why all these comedies, all these sitcoms are like this, when they're calling the mom, it's like, oh, Harold, I haven't heard from you in 4 weeks. Mom, it's been 3 days.
Right.
3 days, Mom.
Right.
Told you on Monday. It's Thursday. They embellish it so bad, and it's so tragic. And we have to understand that there has been a pivot. There's been a point there. We used to be in a seen and not heard thing. Now we're not. Right. Our parents had that mentality and modality. Right. Now they don't. Now they're in the sunset of their years, and they've got a different value of life and time. And I know that when I talked to my dad about it before he passed away, he had a guilt. He had a guilt that resonated with him about how he was taught to raise children.
Right.
And he wished that he would have done it different. So I try and be very empathetic to my stepmother. But you know what? We all are hearing this and seeing this right now. We all know it's a little fatiguing, but you got to bite the bullet. When I get off of work today, when I'm done with this and I get in my car, I'm going to call my stepmother, because I said I was going to do it today anyway. And then we started talking about this. Like, how funny is that?
Serendipity.
I do it when I'm driving, because it like makes the time go by on the driving faster.
Oh, I know. I do that with my family all the time. I'm like, okay, I have to drive for an hour, so I'll just call my mom and dad.
Totally do that.
So my dad, he's like, where are you driving to?
My stepmother thinks I'm the busiest man in the world.
Right.
She's like, oh, you're always on the go. Every time you call me, you're going somewhere. I'm like, yeah, I'm busy. I'm like, no, I'm just killing time while I'm driving down the road. It's so bad. But it's the truth.
You owned it.
I did. I owned it. And, she is, kind of teetering on the Lewy body thing. She already has Parkinson's, and Parkinson's and Lewy body kind of cross over with each other for those of us that are not,
Right.
medically savvy, and you have to look that up. It's kind of like Alzheimer's, just another kin of it.
Right.
And it's sad. It's starting to come on now.
Right.
And that's why I've been calling her weekly to keep tabs on what's been going on. And I just got a message from my brother and my sister the other day that they were over there, and they said, yeah, you need to talk to her. It's not good. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Because you know how it is. The decline goes fast. So treasure it is what I'm saying. Treasure that time. Don't think of it as a fatigue, as a problem, as a worry, because once it's gone, man, it's gone.
It's gone.
I've lost both of my parents. You think, oh, I'm ready. You're not ready.
No,
You're not ready.
No, you're never ready for that. And I don't use never in words, but in this instance, I think
you never do. Hey.
So for everybody watching, a real reflection point is really kind of take ownership of how you were raised. If there is trauma in that, seek out a counselor or a coach like Bobby or me or somebody in that space that can see your blind spots, because you might not be able to fully embrace your relationship with your parents as an adult because of something that you have not resolved in your childhood. So if you get activated just by listening to this, most often there's something in there that needs to be healed.
That is correct. And, neither one of us are trying to go all Freudian on you here.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to say is that you're holding on to something that you probably don't need to hold on to anymore. Just think of your garage. Just go out into your garage, look at 5 things. There's something there that you don't need. I guarantee it. This is the same thing, except it's right here and it's renting space in your mind.
Exactly.
So have somebody to help you to release that, because once you do, you're just not going to understand how much you were holding on to it and how much it was weighing you down. Right. And Kinsey and I talk from a platform that is, we've had to go through a lot of work, and we've both had different struggles in our lives. You've talked about your accidents. I've talked about, the trauma and stuff that I went through. And, I don't like to throw the T word out there because I think it's overused.
Right.
But I did, go through a decent amount of counseling, and I'm so thankful that I did. It has changed my life. And that's why I do what I do today. Right. Because of how much it did change my life. So.
Yeah. And I would say the same thing for coaching. I mean, I did counseling. And this is the thing. This is the beauty of it. There's so many choices out there that can assist in your journey, because there was a time when I did counseling and it helped me. But there was a time I needed more coaching where it was more goal oriented. So I went to coaching. I mean, they really are synergistic. They work together in a lot of ways. That a lot of people that I coach, they have a counselor too. And it's beautiful because you can work as a team to really navigate the challenges that's going on, because whenever somebody's working with a counselor, I'm like, what are you working on? What are their goals? Because and what are your goals specifically in regards to this, so that we can plot this out, so we can get this, because counseling and coaching, we kind of use the same modalities, but slightly different. And I can't really give like a hard, fast way of how we do things different, but the goal is to elevate your mind and your body and your spirit so that you can rise and be productive and enjoy life, have a joyful life, and attain your goals. Yeah. So I would say that's the common theme. But the thing is we're conditioned very much to not, especially Gen Xers. That's why
we're talking about this.
To ask for help.
Especially Gen Xers. Yeah.
Yeah. We are very much in the resilient muscle. That's why quite often we're forgotten a lot of times, because we just put our nose to the grindstone and we just work it out.
Mhm.
And sometimes that gets in the way of our relationships, whether it be with with our spouses, or if it's with our kids, because they
Mhm.
have their own belief systems. They have their own ways of doing things, which very
Yeah.
much clashes with the way we were brought up, because we were very
Mhm.
much brought up um, to be resilient and to do things on our own, very much latchkey. We primarily, this is a general statement, helicoptered our kiddos because of the way we were raised. So we created a whole nother slew of problems and that need solution.
Yeah, there's a behavioral wave that happens that
Yeah.
we had to study, and it's almost cyclical to where, you have the strict, and then you have the lean, and then you have the
Hmm.
spoiled, and it goes back up to strict, and then lean, and then spoiled, and then laissez-faire, and it just kind of keeps going over and over and over again through the generations. And I think that, today it is exponentially bad because the Gen Xers have created a system to where their kids that grew up in, well, let's see, I grew up in the 80s and I didn't have a child until I was, what, 36? So let's say
Oh,
that people have children at 26. So kids that were born in like 2000,
right.
roughly, that's about it. Um, they had so much more than we did. More computers, more televisions, more channels. I mean, did you grow up with 5 channels? Because I did.
Yeah, there was hardly any, and it was mostly westerns on. I would
Probably why I have an affinity for westerns.
I can't
Yeah.
watch them, dude. I can't watch them
Yeah.
because my older brother watched them all day long.
I love it. But they have so much that they are so easily gratified and hardly ever satisfied. Think
Mm.
about the time. Thank you. I wrote that myself.
Yeah, say that
Think about the
again. Say that
time.
again for somebody
Um,
that didn't get it.
um, Easily gratified, but not often satisfied.
There you go.
There's too many choices. Think
Right.
about going into the gas station, the Podunk gas station. You got Snickers, you got Hershey's, you got Reese's. Pick one. There's 3. Okay,
Right.
Snickers it is. I'm good. You go into, a major grocery store, there's 176 candy bars there.
Right.
And you just
It's
stare until drool comes out of your mouth. That's what we have today.
it's
Kids are,
sensory overload.
it's overload. Yes.
Mhm. So that's why boundaries, I'm going to hone in these boundaries, because it will give you so much time. Cuz like when you go like when I go to the grocery store,
Don't
I
tell her I
don't
did
go
that.
down the aisles unless I specifically need something for a recipe. I go on the outside and that's where I stay. That's my boundary,
Mhm.
because once I get in that internal mess of it's all processed, it's all nasty. So I just stay on the
I
outskirts
love
of the
it.
store.
Oh, I want to be with you and be like that preacher man that's walking around. You shall not go down that aisle. This
No,
is not good. This is unhealthy. These
bless
are
their
processed food. You
hearts,
stay to the outside here. You stay
bless their
outside.
little hearts.
Oh my God. I'm seeing you go, nope, not gonna do it. No, not
Nope.
gonna do it.
No, because it's a slippery slope, dude. I what like a 20-minute a 20-minute turns into like 2 hours, and then I come home with like $500 worth of crap that I shouldn't be eating. So,
Oh,
it's not willpower or whatever when it's called hungry.
uh-huh. Oh, trust me, I don't go to the grocery store
Or
unless I
hangry.
have food on me, like in me. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. I have to eat before I go to the grocery store. That
So
would
you
cost me an extra $50 if I don't.
right. So you can really put this to your relationship with your parents. Like if you're not like fulfilling yourself and nourishing yourself and healing your your past wounds,
Mhm.
it's going to take a whole lot of energy. It's going to cost you a lot more, just like going in the middle of the grocery store.
You do not need the rice-a-roni. You
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. So, yeah, like work through your shit, man. I
Mhm.
mean, I say that with love.
Yeah.
Because I needed somebody to tell me that when I was going through
Right.
some of my stuff. It's like, girl, you need to work through your shit. And I
Mhm.
respected it because
Mhm.
I did. I needed somebody to give me permission to do it. And quite often, I think as Gen Xers, we don't allow ourselves to give ourselves permission to do things
Oh
because
my gosh.
yeah.
There you go. There you go. There's the thesis statement right there. So let's take that term work through your shit. It's not being flippant. It's a
No.
turn of phrase, but it's very accurate. Work through your shit. Kinsey and I are poster children for working through our shit.
Mhm.
Okay. And we are on the other side of this. Not 100%. There's always a little bit where you fall back and you
It's
got
a
to fix
journey,
that and
baby.
go
It's a
forward.
journey.
It's always evolving, but let's just say for the majority.
Right.
Okay. We have worked through a bunch of shit to get to where we are. You have no idea how freeing that is.
Oh.
No idea. That's what we're trying to preach to you here. We're giving you
Mhm.
this gospel right here. This is the dogma. This is what you need.
Well,
Say it with me.
the thing is like, I want to talk to the people where every day you just feel like your skin is crawling. You don't feel comfortable in your skin.
Yeah.
You're restless. You can't sit still. When you're thinking about a conversation, you're about ready to jump out of your skin. This
Mhm.
is what we're talking about. This
Yeah.
is costing you so much with your health, with your mental space and just your spirit. So energetically you are just draining your battery if you
Mhm.
ignore your past and don't heal through it. This is just a pure invitation to own your shit, to work through your shit, to
Mhm.
come on the other side of your shit because you will. You will.
If you just joined us, this is the shit show. And we're going to work through this shit together. Welcome to Shit Universe.
And I don't say that
I
when,
know.
because
Yeah.
in doing this, there's purpose. In doing this, you feel your passion. And doing this, you see possibilities to move forward. You feed
Mhm.
and seed your resilience.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this stuff gets me excited because
Did you
it
just say
can
you
change your
feed and
life.
seed your resilience?
Huh?
You feed and seed your resilience.
Yep.
Oh, I like that. I
That's
think
why I
this is
did my
cheating.
TED.
We learn things from each other sometimes when we
I
talk. It's
know.
kind of fun.
I know. That's why my TEDx was feed and seed healing.
Feed and seed healing.
Taking your power back, baby. Taking your
Okay.
power back.
I love it.
Yeah, you watched my TEDx.
I
Yeah.
did, and I was just going to bring that up about public speaking. So you could say public speaking to people, and
Mhm.
they just about become there's paralysis,
Right.
right? Um, I got through college on a forensic scholarship.
Right.
I had to give speeches.
Right.
My side hobby is that I'm an announcer for a major college,
Right.
and I do their announcing for multiple sports events.
Okay.
That's in front of thousands of people.
Yep.
People would be paralyzed to do what I do. Do you
Right.
know why I can do that? It's not because I'm better than you.
Mm-mm.
And I'm going to say this because this is the shit show. It's because I sorted out my shit.
Right.
And I didn't have all that stuff clouding my way and
The
making it to where
self-doubt.
I didn't feel as confident or as
Worry.
able to do. And that
Mhm.
goes back to what we started talking about was that we
Mhm.
were seen and not heard.
Right.
And now we have some people, including me at one time or another, that just generally kind of kept down that path. And I went, no, this isn't healthy. I don't like this.
Right.
Tried to figure something out from there. So, yeah. And then we tied parents into there somewhere about how we just have to have patience with the fact that this is how they knew how to raise us.
Right.
Always remember, people are doing the best they can with what they know.
Yes.
I didn't know that 2+ years. I had a professor telling me that when I went into my grad school.
Right.
And I thought, oh, you're so full of shit. People know to stop at stop signs. That's bullshit. They know. They're not doing the best with what they know. And then about 1.5 years later, I was explaining a situation about a client to my supervisor. Yeah, she's doing this and this and this, but she's doing the best she can with what she, oh my God, she's doing the best she can with what she knows. And it just came over me like a wave. I'm like, she really is. So your parents did the best they could with what they knew.
Yeah.
And your parents loved you. They may not have shown it as best as the way that you would think that they were supposed to, but they did.
Yep.
So now help them out later.
Yeah.
Be better. Be better and give them the call, because there's going to be that day where you cannot call them.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Like, a lot of people, they think that, well, they should just know what I need. Well, how many people in your circle that somebody got worked up about you because you didn't know what they needed? It's okay that you don't know, but it's not okay to have a discussion. That's what we're talking about here, is having a discussion.
What is 20% of the dating world that I've been in for the last couple of years? Oh my gosh. Like, I can't read your mind. I need you to say, and they'll be good at talking, but they'll talk about superfluous things. They'll talk about vapid things that are going on in their life. They'll talk about their work. They'll talk about the new shoes they got at Nordstrom Rack and the new purse they got, but they won't talk about what's going on here because feelings.
Well,
feelings.
Very much we were brought up to use that emotional beach ball to like push it under the water. Don't totally deny that it's there. Deny that we have emotions. God forbid if we cry, then we're weak.
Stop it. Just stop it. Okay. Just stop. Yeah. No, when you said emotional beach ball, I kind of rocked back and forth a little bit because I'm like, yes, I get it. That is what it is. I want you to imagine that you're just holding a beach ball, even a small one, underneath the water.
It takes
it is so hard to do. It's so much energy, and it's really hard to do.
Yeah.
We're just,
right.
Poof, done.
And then we wonder why we're fatigued, why we can't get shit done, and why because we're plugging in our energy to stuff that we're trying to avoid.
Yeah. So thank you for saying that, because what we're doing is I got a couple of really, politically incorrect references here, but we're wasting energy. We're using energy here to use energy here to burn energy here. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Right. There is a straighter line to go.
Right.
And if you could just cut out a couple of the middlemen, your life is going to be so much nicer. Let us please be the poster children for this. There's a Gen X term right there, poster children. But yeah, let us be that. And say, if you can just work through your shit, because it is the shit show. We're doing the shit show today.
I know.
If you can work through your shit, and not even 100% of it, because you're not going to. Let me just tell you.
No, just have intention.
But there's going to be 2 or 3 things like this, inability with your wife or your husband, or I can't talk to my boss. Oh my gosh. I was counseling a guy a couple of weeks ago, and he was asking me questions about the boss. And he said, this seems really trivial to talk to my counselor about. And I said, no. No, is it hindering you? Is this your livelihood? Does this interrupt your sleep? Then this is worth talking about.
Right.
So.
Exactly. So it's just, we were very much taught to avoid.
Yeah, we were.
And avoidance just makes everything grow in the background. It becomes a big hairy beast, and it becomes very unmanageable. But when we look at square in the eyes, it instantly gets smaller because we're focusing. It's that law of observance with with quantum physics. You are looking and you are changing the particles just by your focus.
Yep.
That is what the quantum principle of observance is.
Mm-hmm.
So it does matter
Yeah.
what you focus on.
Yeah, it does.
It does. So
wow, that was good. We
Yeah.
did good today.
I know.
Yeah.
We're
This
right
show
at
is,
about 30 minutes, and yay technology with the slides, with the memes. I couldn't get it to pull up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's all right. We'll find another one another day.
Yeah.
The show is brought to you by the letter J, the number 7, and the word shit. It seemed to be incorporated into everything we said today. It wasn't like superfluous swearing.
No.
It was just like, this is the shit we're dealing with.
Right. Exactly.
So,
It's like, it is what it is, man.
Yep.
And I don't like that comment for the most part, but sometimes it just matches exactly.
thank you for saying that, because I don't use it very often, but sometimes it does just fit perfectly.
Right. It's not one that I say like flippantly, like
Right. Like earlier, you said the word never, but I think it actually worked.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I mean, like, this is like a 1 in 1,000, because you should probably never say never.
Yeah.
But, in that instance, it's like, no, that actually worked. So sometimes things work like
Yeah,
that.
there's
Sometimes
exceptions
the
to
word shit
everything.
gets into a video 55 times.
Yep.
So
I know.
there you go.
Know. So
Well,
everybody,
next time we can talk about this shit.
I know. So everybody, please put comments down, anything that you would like us to talk about, because we love suggestions. Love.
And do they, when they go to Facebook, I said Facebook, I'm sorry, YouTube, when they go there, do they type in like heart space? Do they type in your name? Do they type in my name?
Easier
What do
if
they
they
do?
put in my name and then GEN X-PLORATION, because it's under my page. So if they put Kinsey Shae and then GEN X-PLORATIon, or you can just go, I'm still learning the whole podcast field with YouTube. It all of a sudden popped up, and I'm like, oh, I'll do a playlist in the podcast. So we're learning here with technology and all that stuff. We got the counseling and the coaching thing down, but technology sometimes, yay technology.
Yep. This is not an Atari. We can't just blow on the cartridge and put it back in and have it work.
I know, or beat it.
See that reference,
like
and then they're gonna go, thank you. Thank you, Bobby. You are so Gen X.
I know. But everybody, like, subscribe, share, do all that fun jazz. My name is Coach Kinsey Shae, and then Bobby Merwin. He's the LPC, which is a counselor.
I have a big title and initials behind my name.
I know.
Yeah.
You should write that out, because some people don't know what that is.
Yeah, because it's different in every state.
It is.
But I mean, to put licensed professional counselor behind my thing would take.
Or you could put LP counselor, because then at least it would be, you would get them in the right direction. I think we're just so abbreviation, acronym happy in every
well, look
whether
at what's
you're
going
medical,
across the screen below us. It
whatever.
says Gen X. It's not.
I know.
Generation X.
I know.
Yeah, we are. I don't know how I would do that, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that in a little bit. But everybody, we want to thank you. We appreciate you from my heart to your heart. And I know Bobby feels the same way. We all care.
Yes, I do.
We cheer for you. We want to support you in any way that we can. So please look in the description if you want to reach out to us, and we can guide you in your journey and help you with your blind spots. And it just makes my heart happy whenever I see that light turn on in somebody's eyes going forward. So like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And we will see you all next week.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right.
I'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.